like you said, not enough plays there late. You're up 68-64. You missed your last 10 shots. Dwayne had 5 of them. Some of them seemed forced. What did you see there, I guess, your shot selection in the last 3 minutes?
Yeah, he forced a couple. The other, I think he had a couple clean ones, but, he's got to play with more poise in those situations. And he will. I thought he played with really good poise throughout the game. But we got to help him with that. He's got to make better decisions there late.
And during like the speeches and things like that, I don't want to read too much into things, but he stood about 15 feet away from everybody. It looked like he couldn't talk to anyone. Did you have any conversations with him yet, or have you addressed it all with him? Just, I guess, how he comes out of a game like this?
Oh no, he's fine. He just was disappointed. He wanted to win for his seniors. No, he loves his seniors. Loves his seniors. He was disappointed. I don't know what reaction you want a young man to make right after the game when he loves CJ. He loves Kyle. I think probably that was part of it. He was so emotional because he wanted it so bad for those guys.
Thank you.
Next. Nope. Sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
I said thank you.
We'll stick with the dispatch here with Rob Aller. Next question.
Hey, Chris, you guys have been so good closing out most of the season, and then it's been a little bit of a struggle here of late. When do you start to get concerned that it becomes a mental thing, a confidence thing late, or is that not a concern?
I think you always think about that. I thought Kyle's look was a really clean one. He made that one say against Iowa at Iowa. Just missed it here today. But, I think the quality of shot is what we're looking at, Rob. And I thought we had, okay quality with a couple possessions. Other possessions, I thought we had good quality. We just missed them. But, I think, again, we pressed a couple of those possessions. We pressed and didn't play with enough poise there late. But other possessions we did. We just didn't convert.
These guys are 18, 19, whatever, 20 years old. They bounce back pretty good. But how do you keep them buoyant beyond that with this little streak here?
Yeah, I think you just focus on the task at hand, improving, growing. We're going to have a really big time challenge, our first game in the Big Ten tournament. I think you just focus on as much as better. Take some of the positives that came out of today, and I think there definitely were some positives that came out of today. Disappointed, as disappointed as these guys are, but I think there were some positives that came out of today, and move forward.
Next, we'll move over to Bill Landis. Bill?
Chris, with a guy like Dwayne, who's always, I guess more often than not, going to have the ball in his hands in late game situations, how do you get him to strike a balance between, being himself, which is an aggressive, confident guy, and looking to play make more? Because there were stretches in the second half where he was finding guys. I think he had 6 assists. He looked like a really dynamic kind of playmaker for you. And then in the last 4, it just looked like he was trying to force his.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, I thought he had some really, really good decisions. I think we just, we got to keep teaching him. We got to keep teaching him. He just got to play with more poise, make better decisions there late, because the ball is going to continue to be in his hands. We just got to keep teaching. He's a willing learner. I thought, collectively we had poor ball screen defense there against IO late. And I think some of that was affected by our offensive, a couple guys disappointed about their decision making. Obviously these guys wanted the game, but I think just keep teaching Dwayne those situations where he's got to read the game and read the game better. But you're right. I thought his decision making at parts of the game was really good.
And it seemed, I know you're probably not happy with him fouling out, but aside from that, it seemed like Justice was fairly assertive today, more assertive than he has been in the last few games. And I know with his versatility, it seems like a guy you have to get going here as you get into March. What did you think of the way he played?
I thought he was active. active on the glass. I thought he did some really good things.
Next up, Stephen Means.
Coach, just to follow up on Justice, obviously he had a solid game today, and he's had some other, solid games this year, especially against some of the better opponents on your guys' schedule. How do you get that to be more consistent now that you're in a situation where it is win or go home from every game going forward?
Yeah, just focus on his, playing to his strengths. Him playing to his strengths. He is battling this groin injury that has limited his practice significantly. So I think getting him healthy and then just get him playing to his strengths. Again, I thought he did some good things today. I thought his effort on the glass was really good. Defensively, I think he can continue to grow, but just keep focus on him doing what he does and doing it well.
Then 3 of these last 4 losses outside that Iowa game where the offense just wasn't there have pretty much come down to this last 4 or 5 minute stretch, and things kind of went haywire for you guys in each of those games. How do you, improve in that area? How do you kind of learn from those 3 games and kind of apply it going into the tournament here?
Yeah, we just got to keep teaching, got to keep working on it, got to keep teaching, got to learn. And guys got to make better decisions. Some of it comes down to making shots. They make an open 3, we miss an open 3. Some of that's, that's basketball.
Next up here for a question, Brendan Gulick.
Hey, Chris, it felt like the second half there was a different mentality around trying to drive at Kofi Coburn. I know he didn't have a foul in the first half. He picked up 4 fouls in about 12 minutes in the second half. Was that just a product of the way you were playing, or was that an emphasis that you guys made in the locker room saying, hey, we got to try to drive at this guy and get him off the floor?
No, I think we were just trying to be more assertive offensively. I think we were trying to be more assertive and attack in better situations and some ball screen situations. And I think our guys did a good job of that.
And how about with the schedule this week? Whether or not you were going to play Thursday or Friday, was your preparation schedule to get ready for the Big Ten tournament going to be the same, going to be different based on when you would start playing? Do you have any idea about that?
Yeah. I mean, we'll I believe right now we're playing on Thursday, so we'll plan the week accordingly.
Patrick Murphy, next.
Chris, I know we talked a lot the past week or so about the offense and getting that back going. Tonight you had some times when you guys struggled and went scoreless for a while, and then you made some runs as well. What are the positives and negatives that you take out of this offensively with what you guys were able to do after a week off to work on things?
Yeah, we're certainly better than we were against Iowa, but I just think we got to keep getting better in certain areas. We were too slow to a couple loose balls, and again, I didn't think we played with the necessary poise there late. But there's some really good things that came out of the game, some really good moments. Some guys did some really good things. I thought our effort in certain areas was much better. We looked fresher, but we'll evaluate all those things and have a great film session and get back to work.
And I know you talked about Justin when we talked to you the other day of getting him open and whatnot, but is there something to him just needing to take some of the shots? It seemed at times today he passed up a couple that maybe were contested, but he was taking, a month or so ago.
Yeah, no, I don't think I saw the same thing. I thought he had some, I thought he was aggressive. As a matter of fact, I thought probably one he could have late there. I thought he played with necessary aggressiveness, and guys did a good job screening to get him open. I've got no fault with. I mean, I think he was 2 of 7. I think one of them probably he could have fed there late to EJ. That probably would have been a better decision there late, but I liked his aggressiveness.
Next up, Keaton. I apologize if I mispronounced your last name here. Keaton Maizano.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Coach, just going into this stretch, this 4-game stretch, you kind of talked about how you'd learn about your team's maturity, their poise throughout this. Just kind of what have you learned despite the losing streak? Have you seen any positives from your team, negatives? Just what have you taken from this streak?
I'm not really looking at anything in terms of the streak. I just think we're trying to get better from one game to the next. So I would say that we learned from the Iowa game. We were better today, and we got to learn from today and keep moving forward into next week. The schedule is what it is. We're trying to take from one game to one practice, get better, and move forward.
And then I want to ask you about the student section. There were 7 seniors there today. They said they reached out, wanted to be able to go there. Just anything you can tell about kind of the process of getting there, and then also what it was like to have a whole season without having the Nut House there.
Yeah, we just loved having them there. I saw him right before tip. David Egelhoff pointed him out. I love those guys, and those guys have been, the Nut House. We've desperately missed them, particularly in these last 3 home games. I'm sure that's across the country, but we've desperately missed them. So I loved seeing them there. I know our players are too. We're so grateful that they've, took the initiative to get over here. It means a lot to them. We love the Nut House. We appreciate them. Love those seniors that have committed a lot of their, time throughout their college careers to come over here and support us and give great energy. And we're just really appreciative of them. So wanted to go hug every one of them. Just couldn't do that. They were up there pretty high.
Thanks.
We'll take a couple more here. Go to Colin Hasshill, and then we'll have Rob Aller with a follow-up.
Chris, CJ really came on in the second half in a big way for you guys. And then I think after he made that 3 with a little under 4 to go, I think he went a little over 3 minutes without a shot. And that was when you guys were really struggling offensively. When you look back on it, when you reflect on it, do you wish that you got more looks from him late in the game?
Yeah, I think we missed him a couple times on some actions we were geared to running. We ran 2 actions to him. They made it difficult for him to catch it. We got to get him the ball there.
You've talked after wins sometimes this season about the need to learn from games, no matter what the result is. Do you feel good after this game that you will be able to learn from what you need, what didn't go wrong in this game, and take it into tournament play?
Yeah, I hope so. Again, I thought we did some good things, but there were some plays that we've just got to get better with. I just think we stopped on a loose ball situation there in the middle of. We didn't play through the whistle. There are just some things where we can be better. But we did some really good things, and hopefully we can dissect and look at the things where we have to do better and learn from them.
And Rob, go ahead.
Chris, you're talking about poise, you're talking about decision-making, we're talking about learning. Is it a bit of a head scratcher? You've done this a long time. Is this a bit of a head scratcher that the poise isn't there and that the decision-making isn't there when it was earlier in the season? In other words, these guys, do they need to keep relearning, or what's happened?
No, I just think it's, I think that's an ongoing process for us. I think we came into the season kind of questioning how we were going to be in those moments, and we've done a really good job in some moments. And honestly, we probably won some games where we weren't always great with that. But I thought we had really good decision making, from like the 10-minute mark to the 3-minute mark. And then we had some good decisions there late. Again, we had some good, clean looks, but I think it's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. I think it's not just for Dwayne. I think that's a thing you're constantly working on. We're playing, we played a good defense against a good defense. And, we've just got to be more committed to getting the ball where we need to get to it. But again, we're probably having a different conversation if, Dwayne makes that 3 coming to his left. That's a pretty clean look. It's a clean look. Do I have a problem with that? I think it was a pretty clean look. Do I have a problem with Kyle's look? Not really. Again, I thought we missed EJ a couple times there, and then they really collapsed on him when we did get him the ball. But you make 1 or 2 of those, it's a different deal.
Adam, I saw your hand refresh there. You all set, or did you have another question?
Yeah, I just had one more follow up about EJ. Because obviously it took him a little while to get going. I know he's had success against these guys. How did they maybe game plan for him differently this time? And what kind of adjustment did you see him make as the game went on to obviously be more effective in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know if it was much adjustment as much as, they were just physical with him. They took away his spot. And he honestly missed some clean looks that he made in the second half. I think that was a little bit more. We put him in a few different situations, but some of us, he missed some clean looks that he made there in the second half.